Well, good morning. My name is Royall. I am a benefits assistant here with Human Resource Services, and I'm here today to tell you about a limited open enrollment opportunity that's currently ongoing, give you some details about what changes can be made, actions you can take, and information on how to do that. So just a brief introduction. So the Healthcare Authority and the Public Employees Benefits Board know that many people have had changes to their healthcare needs in the last couple of months, obviously due to the COVID pandemic. And so because of that, they have opened up a window for the month of July, the 1st through the 31st, that you can make some changes to your PEB benefits. If I use the word PEB during this presentation, that's referring to the Public Employees Benefits Board, which is the program that you get your health insurance, your dental, life, all of your benefits package is offered through the PEB program. However, the changes that you're able to make pretty strictly apply to medical benefits. So changes that you can make during this month of July, for your medical insurance, you can enroll if previously waived. So if you don't have health insurance through WSU currently and you're eligible. And you can also enroll eligible dependents. This is in PEB medical only. And just remember, the reason for this is there's a pandemic and they want to have as many people covered with health insurance as possible. So you're adding people or picking up coverage if you are eligible. And then for your FSA and DCAP, that's a flexible spending arrangement and dependent care assistance program. These are a few of the pre-tax spending accounts that you have access to as a part of your benefits package. And the options that you have are to enroll for the remainder of the plan year, which is August through December of this year. And if you're currently enrolled, you can increase or decrease your elections for that same period of time, August through December. So for the medical portion of this, again, you can enroll in medical if previously waived. So if you're not currently carrying your insurance through WSU, you can enroll during the month of July, effective August 1st. You cannot waive your medical or change your medical plan during the month of July. And if you're enrolling dependents onto your plan, you have to provide valid dependent verification to get them added. So that's something like a birth certificate, tax documentation showing that you are legally joined together in some way, marriage certificate, some sort of legal documentation. Eligible dependents are going to be your legal dependents. So children, whether that's children by biological children, step or adopted children, someone that you're fostering, there just needs to be some legal connection there. And for spouses, legal spouses or legal domestic partnerships are also allowed. So some things you need to know. Again, we want to make this abundantly clear. During this limited open enrollment, you cannot switch your medical plan. You can't drop your medical coverage, and you cannot drop dependents from your coverage. You can't make any changes to your dental coverage as well. The exception to this, you'll see down at the bottom, is unless you experience a special open enrollment event. So this is a limited open enrollment period, meaning you don't have to have had a life change to kind of trigger these changes for you. The rest of the year, if you were to try to make changes, you would have to do it either during the annual open enrollment, which is the month of November, with a January 1st effective date, or during a special open enrollment, which would be a life change that kind of opens a window for you to make changes. So this would be something like a birth or adoption, a marriage or divorce, losing coverage somewhere else. So you can freely make these allowed changes during the month of July. And if you do experience a special open enrollment event during the month of July, you can make other changes. I'm just telling you about what's allowed through the open enrollment during the month of July. What else do you need to know? So changes are effective August 1st. You'll enroll or make your changes during July with an August 1st effective date. And so if you're making any changes that affect your pay, meaning if you previously only had yourself covered and you're adding a spouse or children and your medical premiums are now more expensive, you will see these changes on either the August 1st or 25th paycheck, depending on when your forms reach our office. If they're not reflected on the August 10th paycheck, then the August 25th deduction will be higher than you would typically expect. We're taking deductions for both the first half of August and the second half of August if we weren't able to capture it on that August 10th paycheck. And if you happen to be someone who's on a less than 12-month appointment, maybe your appointment starts on the second half of August, then you would see those changes when you return from break and start receiving pay again. For the flexible spending arrangements, FSA, some changes that you can make are to decrease your annual contribution amount. So we're currently in the 2020 plan year, and if you sign up for an FSA starting in January, you've been making contributions during this year, you have the option to lower your annual contribution amount, but only as low as either the amount that has already been claimed on your account or the amount that has already been contributed. So if you have been putting in $100 per month, you've contributed $600 through the end of June. Actually, it's going to be through the end of July because the effective date is August 1st. So if you have $700 that you have contributed to your account, you can lower it as low as $700. However, if you've already claimed $800 or $1,000 against your FSA, then that is the lowest that you can lower that towards. So when you turn in your form, Human Resource Services will check how much you have contributed because we have access to your pay history, but you'll have to check with Navia directly to verify the amount that you have claimed against your account to make sure that's the lower limit you're at. And if you're someone that's on a collective bargaining agreement and you have the $250 extra contribution for this year, that will be included in the total that you elect for the year. The other option, if you have had more medical expenses than expected for the year, you can also increase your annual contribution up to the annual allowed maximum, which for this year is $2,700. And if you're not currently enrolled in an FSA, you have the option to enroll for the rest of the 2020 plan year. It's important to note that this is with an effective date of August 1st. So if you've had medical expenses between January and July that you're hoping you can claim against an FSA, you will not be able to claim those if you are starting a new account with an August 1st effective date. If you have a current account and you're just increasing the amount that you're contributing, you can make claims against things that happen in the first half of the year. But for new accounts, you can only make claims as of and after August 1st. And for Dependent Care Assistance Program, DCAP, again, you can decrease your annual contribution amount to the amount that you have contributed. These accounts are not front-loaded, so you can only use the money that you have contributed so far. So we don't necessarily have to check what claims have been made, just what you have put into the account so far. And you can also increase that if you happen to have more childcare expenses. Most people, I think, have decreased their DCAP because daycares aren't open as freely as they used to be and childcare expenses have gone down. But if you're someone that has been spending more on childcare, you do have the option to increase that account to the annual maximum, which is $5,000 in a household. And if you're not currently enrolled in DCAP and this is something that you want to pick up for the rest of the year, August through December, you can enroll during this open enrollment period. So things you need to know, again, this is similar to what we went over for the medical portion, but the changes that are made are effective August 1st. So the lowest amount you can elect for 2020 is what you will have contributed or claimed as of July 31st. We're not looking at your current contributions or claims, but as of the end of July. We can't do anything to stop them before the end of that month. Again, you'll see this revised amount reflected on either the August 10th or the 25th paycheck. If you're increasing elections and you don't see that change on the August 10th, you will see a higher deduction on August 25th. And if you are stopping deductions or lowering your amount and that's not reflected on the August 10th paycheck, we will issue a refund on August 25th. And once again, if you're on a less than 12-month appointment, you will see those changes when you return from your break and start receiving pay again. So how to make these changes? There are special enrollment forms, both for the medical and for the FSA and DCAP. I'll show you in just a minute how to find those forms, but you'll submit the COVID-19 enrollment change form to Human Resource Services. I'll show you some no contact submission options in just a moment too. And be sure, if you're adding dependents, to also submit your valid dependent verification. And I'll also show you how to find the list of those valid documents. And then to enroll or make changes to your medical FSA or DCAP, that is also a specialized form. It says somewhere on the form that you need a signature from your personnel or payroll office before it goes to Navia, but actually just submit that form to us. Once we review it against our records, we will send it along to Navia for you. All of these changes have to be done by paper form. During annual open enrollment, there are some changes that you can do online, but that's not an option during this limited open enrollment. So again, they have to be done by paper form, but you can upload it digitally, scan it, and email it to our office. There are still no contact submission options that are available for you. So forms can be downloaded at hrs.wsu.edu/benefits. There's a banner at the top of that page that says something about the limited open enrollment and a link that you can follow. That link has information, as much information as we can provide you about this limited open enrollment. Partway down the page, there are two large buttons. One says medical change form and one says FSA DCAP change form. If you're just looking for the forms, that's where you can find them. We also have the no contact submission options included there if you need to review them again. But in short, those are emailing to our office. Some of the forms, I believe both of the forms, ask for your social security number, but if you omit that and just add your WSU ID number, that's a more secure way to make sure we're looking up the right person. You can fax it. Our fax number on the screen there, 509-335-1259. If you happen to be working in office, you can use interoffice mail to 1014. Or if you want to print physical copies of your forms and mail them, our address is on the screen here, PO Box 641014. If for some reason you need to drop off hard copy forms, or if you need help, please just contact our office in advance so we can make sure that there is someone available, and we're not going to have a crowded front office. It's empty almost always, but again, if for some reason you need to drop off forms, we want to make sure we can do that safely and have somebody ready for you. So please just give us a call or an email and let us know that you plan on coming by in person, but the preferred options are the no contact submission options. This is important. The Healthcare Authority is fairly strict about deadlines. July 31st, the end of the month, is a Friday, and so it is important that your forms are received by our office by the end of the day, which is 5 p.m. Pacific time on Friday the 31st. Sometimes if a deadline ends on a Saturday or Sunday, we can take submissions through the following Monday, but this is on a Friday. It's the end of a work week, and so it's important that all forms are received by Friday, July 31st at 5 p.m. If you have questions, again, there's a couple ways to navigate to that post on our website that has all this information. If you go to the hrs.wsu.edu main page and scroll down to the news section, you'll see our tile that says Limited Benefits Open Enrollment. You can also navigate there from our benefits website. If you have other questions, you can call our office. We're staffed Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. And you can also send emails to hrs.benefits@wsu.edu. Feel free to reach out if there's anything that I didn't cover. We're happy to answer your questions and hope that we can make this as smooth as possible for you. And if you want to join Daily Code Connect tomorrow, who will be presenting is Laura Hamilton on moving proposals for change forward. Thank you for joining us.